This is the weather forecast video for Tuesday, September the 20th, 2011. Let's take a look at the satellite image from last evening. You can see some storm systems, one to our east that affected us on Sunday with some rainfall and Monday morning with fog, and one to our west that could affect us with some cloudiness and maybe an isolated shower later on today. Watch warning map from just before midnight, some wind advisories and high wind warnings over the Dakotas into Minnesota and Nebraska, some flood issues over the middle Atlantic states. Otherwise, the rest of the nation is quiet. QPF chart. Precipitation over the next 5 days through Saturday evening at 7 o'clock shows that not much precipitation is possible with that storm system today or with an upper level feature that will occur later in the week, but we can't rule out an isolated sprinkle at best. Here's the 0Z GFS Model Run at 1 p.m. today. You can see that vortex over the Dakotas and Minnesota digging into the area, and at the surface a low pressure near Grand Forks or Fargo, North Dakota, with the main batch of rain across that area with maybe isolated chances down into the state. Best chances, if any, will be north of Interstate 80. To Wednesday, that storm moves off. There could be some residual clouds as the rain continues over Minnesota and Wisconsin, with little if anything around here. Thursday, the upper level feature begins and will take over the weather for the next several days thereafter. We move to Friday. There's the upper level low still there just to the east of the state. Residual cloudiness at least in the eastern two-thirds of the state, where temperatures will be held down at least into the low to mid 60s. Saturday, same story. Residual clouds, maybe a sprinkle or isolated shower. Amounts, maybe a hundredth or a few hundredths, maybe a trace at best. Sunday, same story. Residual clouds, especially across the east with that upper level feature. The far west may see some sunshine and some temperatures near 70 or above 70. Monday of next week, the upper level feature is still there with some residual clouds possible across the eastern half of the state, mainly east of Interstate 35, while the west may see some partial sunshine. A week from today, the 27th, that upper level feature is now beginning to move into the eastern Great Lakes and the middle Atlantic and New England states. With that will go the residual cloudiness, which will still hang on across the far east for part of the day Tuesday before clearing, and we'll see sunshine and highs jumping back at least into the low 70s. We head further into Voodoo, October the 1st. Main storm track across the U.S.-Canadian border with little ripples across a weaker southern part of the country, especially one over the Arizona-New Mexico area where there will be an upper level feature, and some showers and storms across the plain states that will move in later in the next day. Otherwise, quiet. And at the end of the forecast on October the 5th, a very significant trough moving in to the western two-thirds of the country. And at the surface, this is very interesting. A 540 line down to the central part of the state. Low pressure over just east of James Bay, cold front, and a 1044 millibar high over the Yukon. That could spell a very big cold snap coming at the beginning of October. Thank you for tuning in to the weather forecast video. We'll have another one tomorrow.